For centuries, horses have captivated the hearts and minds of humanity. Throughout history, our way of life has been shaped by these versatile animals. Join me on a ride through history as we discover the powerful connection and partnership between humans and horses.
My name is Alyssa, and I am on a quest to ride every breed. So let's go and meet some horses.
Our first stop is in Germany, the country of fairy tales, with stunning castles, delicious baked goods, and charming small towns. Marbach is located in a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. It is open to visitors year-round and is a beautiful place to visit. Today, to help us with the quest, we are meeting up with a lifelong equestrian. She is also the president of the European State Studs Association and the director here at Marbach.
Good morning.
Hello.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Welcome at Marbach State Stud. We are here now, and this is the old yard. The house is from 1600. You needed good horses to be a good king or a good count, to have transportation, to have military horses, to have carriage horses, to have good farm horses, because the economy and the agriculture had to go on, and forestry too. So here the principal stud, the mares groups, they developed good stallions, and the stallions were sent out in the countryside to promote the breeding progress.
Sure.
It's like technical progress in former times. This is one of the important personalities in the history. He is King William I. He was a king during and after the Napoleonic Wars in Europe. He went as a crown prince with Napoleon first, and there he got to know the Arabian horse. He was the one to begin with breeding the Arabians at his own stud farm. After he died, his family took over the breed, and they kept them until 1932. And in 1932, in the world crisis, they couldn't afford the horses anymore, so they brought the horses to Marbach. This is the famous silver herd of Marbach. They are from 3 families, 2 Egyptians and 1 the old dam line from the king. We breed them as riding horses because the Bedouins had them as riding horses. I think the horse is so central for mankind. We have been living together for around 6,000 years, and the history of mankind would not have been the same without horses. So you have not only the agricultural animal, you have all the history, the culture, the paintings, the literature, the art of riding or driving and of breeding. That is something that is so interesting.
It's time to see the horses. Hello, everyone.
This is a Black Forest stallion. The Black Forest horse comes from the Black Forest, as the name says. And it's an endangered breed. The breed is very, very old, and it's a small draft horse, as you can see. There are much bigger draft horses like Percheron or the southern German cold blood. They are at least 10 or 20 centimeters higher and much heavier. But in the Black Forest, it's a deep, dark forest, and you couldn't have these big horses. They needed these small but really strong horses for working in the forests and also in agriculture.
Sure.
And for transportation. And they needed to be very easy to feed because the winters are very cold and long. So they were in these beautiful Black Forest houses with the long roofs, you know. In wintertime, they were snowed in.
Yeah.
So they were under one roof with the families and the cows and everything, and they only had a handful of hay or even leaves, dry leaves for for the animals, and they needed to cope with that. And in spring they had to be strong and work. So these are very, very special horses. We love them a lot. They are really nice driving horses. They are also used for therapy now and for leisure carriage driving, and some people are specialized on working with these still in the forests and also in agriculture, in vineyards, for example, in very steep vineyards. So these are versatile horses. They come mostly in this color, maybe with a little bit more white long hair and mane and tail.
Oh, sure.
And a little bit darker, that's the typical color, chestnut, liver chestnut. But we also have bay ones, black ones, and a little number of gray ones.
Oh, cool. This is one of those really fun breeds that I've heard about. They're like the fairy tale breed. So these guys have been one of the breeds I've been really excited to ride.
Here in Baden-Württemberg we have around 700 mares and around 30 to 40 stallions, of which 25 are here in Marbach. So this is Umberto. Umberto is a heavy warmblood. It's an old breed too, so it's an endangered breed, a high on the red list, just on the top. We only have 50 mares left and 2 handfuls of stallions. And it's the old breed that was developed by King William I. He needed a versatile horse. They needed a good farm horse, but it should not be too heavy, so the farmers could, and also the court in Stuttgart, you could use them as a carriage horse. So this breed was called Herr und Bauer, so sir and farmer maybe, because in the weeks it was a farmer, the horse, and on the weekends or at court they were representative horses.
Oh, interesting.
And they've developed this breed with a different user group. So it was a very modern way to develop this breed, because the king, he put all the people together, military people, representatives of the farmers, of the foresters, of transportation, and they discussed, and then they said, okay, we need a horse like an artillery horse that could pull a cannon, but also a plow, and also a nice carriage in Stuttgart. And then they were very, very successful from around 1880 until the end of the Second World War, even a little bit after. This horse was very, very famous. And it's also a very versatile horse, similar to the Black Forest horse, but it's a warmblood, so a little bit more temperament and more going. And he's also a breeding stallion.
I always say this on the project, just going from one breed to the next, but literally in the span of a few minutes here, it's so interesting, the difference. You know, we've got similar heavy build, but already the seat feels different, the walk feels different. You know, it's so cool how you really can see why each breed was developed into what they are today.
They are very, very brave and also calm, as you can see, and you can do anything with them.
I love it.
So we try to keep this breed alive.
And the work you're doing, I feel like already has made it so they're here today. You know, that's what's so cool about it.
Now, this breed was there first, and after the Second World War, the tractors came, and it was all technique in agriculture, in transportation, and so on. And the horse was not in use anymore, and the numbers of horses, they decreased, they crashed like nothing. But some breeders were still saying we need to keep the horses. There were even campaigns, the horse should stay, in the 1970s. And that was when the Equitana was invented, 1972. Wolf Kröber, the founder of the Equitana, he said we need to show all the breeds and bring together all the breeds in one place. We cannot lose them, we need to keep on breeding. And at that time sport developed, the equestrian sports, and breeds were refined for sports use and utilization. So the type that you had with the Alt-Wurtemberger horse was refined with Trakaners, with also thoroughbreds and Arabian blood, and also other breeds from northern Germany. And here you have a modern German dressage horse. This is Durello. He's a very, very good dressage stallion. He's a sire of a lot of very good dressage horses.
We keep kind of downsizing the neck as we go. Wow. Here we are, 3 historic German breeds at a spectacular place for equestrians in southern Germany. Feeling the difference between each of the breeds has just been so interesting, and I love to see all the different things that they're doing with their horses here.
You're smiling from one ear to the other.
This is just the best.
It's time to go south to Slovenia, a hidden gem of a country that feels like an adventure lover's paradise, and a place where our next breed got its name.
We are heading to Lipizza to discover the Lipizzaner horse.
Lipizzaners are really very interesting horse breed because they are one of the eldest, we always say, cultural breeds that was formed here in Lipizza, and that's very special for us. It all started in 1580 when Archduke Charles bought this estate and started to breed horses according to his needs. And most of the breeding horses were imported and brought here to Lipizza from Spain. At that time, of course, Spanish horses were a kind of ideal of horse everywhere in Europe, so it was quite common trend. But then here on the cars, these horses were bred for another 300 years, only in Lipizza. In this time, the type of the horse we see today was formed. So we can easily say that Lipizza is the cradle of Lipizzaner horse breed. What is very special about them is their character. They were used for dressage riding. Their success in this field was also the base for the selection of the stallions for Lipizza. So from Spanish riding school in Vienna, only the best performing stallions were coming here to sire next generations. What means they really were selected to this very complex trade. So they learn very easily, they like to perform, and they really have quite, I would say, strong character. So when you work with Lipizzaner and you become a real partner, then one of the very valuable characteristics is that then Lipizzaner really works for you as a friend.
I always tell this story when people tell me that they are not riding Lipizzaners, that the Lipizzaner are really similar to the terrain that it's all around us. And the terrain here is named karst, and it's made out of stone and wind, you know, buria. The wind is named buria here, and it's really, really powerful. Yeah. And our Lipizzaner, they are the same.
At the end of 17th, 18th century, the horses Lipizzaner started to spread around empire, and they started to breed them in parts of the empire which are now Croatia, Hungary, Slovakia, Romania, and a lot of mostly private but also military or state studs were formed. Lipica was imperial stud until 1918. Then in this period between two big wars, Lipica was Italian military stud, and after Second World War, Lipica is on the territory of Slovenia.
For me, they were a breed that I had read about growing up, and I actually had an opportunity when I think I was like 7 or 8 to go and watch one of the performances in the United States, and I just remember as a kid being so in awe. There were these beautiful white horses out there just in harmony riding, and it's so neat that you've been able to carry on this legacy, really.
It is a great honor for all of us who are working with these horses. And Lipizzaners are considered national heritage, of course, as is the stud. So we are really proud of these horses. We all like them, and those who were like me working with them practically all the career, we are really deeply fond of them. We train them by the principles of Spanish riding school. So our main purpose is to bring them to the highest level under the saddle, also on the hand for the airs above the ground. But we do it with very little pressure. You know, the result is not scored, cannot be measured objectively. It's simply the coordination and cooperation among a skilled rider and a good horse.
This is just beautiful. The perfect training ground. Lipizzaner horses are born black or dark, and they actually turn gray with age. So it's really interesting to see the changes of color, especially when you look at a herd that is of different ages.
He's super sweet. He's already been trying to eat my cameras. Thank you.
All our breeding stock is in open stables. They are every day on the pastures, so they have the opportunity not only to experience the closest possible variant of natural free horse life, but also to establish these social interactions in the herd. That's very important for young animals. It is really, I would say, important for somebody who's fond of Lipizzaners to visit Lipica. All the historical buildings are preserved, the cultural landscape of the stud and surrounding, which is still absolutely rural, so you can really experience the place and the horses in their original habitat, so to say.
Our next stop is Finland, one of the happiest countries in the world, where saunas may outnumber people and the peaceful wilderness surrounds you.
It's time to meet the Finnish horse breeds at the National Equestrian Training Center.
So these are our stables. These two has been built on 1930s, so it's quite old.
Hold on! It's so peaceful here.
Yes, it is. These are our fields over here. Everything.
This side of the river?
This side of the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you later.
He wants to join us.
Oh, that covered bridge over there is really pretty too.
So I was reading that this area is considered the equine capital of Finland.
As you can see, there is lots of horses.
I feel like this is the best way to explore Finland.
This is a riding school stable, and most of riding horses are here. Here is a horse physio. This is the oldest indoor hall. You can do everything with horses here.
Yes, it seems like it. Thank you for the ride and the tour.
We have great personnel here, and also this place is amazing. We are in Finland only school which is providing education only for horse segment.
Wow, you guys literally have everything. Trotter over here, we have an Icelandic back there. So much going on. How do you guys get any work done, like actual office work done? Because aren't you just
we locked in and stay there. So
no windows.
No. Yes. I keep everybody inside. So. And after 4, I open all doors. Now you're free to go.
I love it.
This is why we are doing everything.
Yep.
So
it's totally right.
Yeah. And it's so nice to see people are happy and enjoy what they are doing. So that's really nice.
Well, and you're creating so many new futures here. You know, that's the really exciting thing about a college is that you're giving somebody that has a passion for horses the opportunity to make that into their life and their career.
Yeah.
And that's something really special, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah, that's true. Finnish Warmblood Stud Book has been a full member of Wolf Breeding Federation for Sport Horses 1996.
96, okay.
So it's quite new.
Yeah, there's such a beautiful picture to look at.
Yeah.
Elegant sport horse for dressage, show jumping and eventing.
She's Ypäjä Jade. Her pedigree is jumping horses, so even though she's mostly ridden in dressage, but jumpers are in her family.
It's a nice view from up here. She's just so maneuverable. And so comfortable.
She is Finnish.
Yes. Yes.
Well trained.
I was told she is one of the school horses that students can ride here. What a neat opportunity to be able to come to a place like this and learn how to ride on such talented and enjoyable horses. Thanks for the ride, sweetheart. We have met the Finnish Warmbloods, and now it's time to meet the national horse breed here in Finland, the Finn horse.
If we think Finn horse, what is the meaning for Finnish people, it has been really important if we think about, for example, war 1939, 1945. Finn horse has helped us with that because we have used Finn horse as carriage and taking care of soldiers and things like that. When it was highest, around 400,000 Finn horses. And after 60s, when tractors came, it really dropped dramatically. And now we have around 20,000 Finn horses. And main of them are trotters, but of course more and more people are using with laser riding and also competing with dressage and show jumping. So it's really multi-purpose breed. And if we think about also education of our students, Finn horse is really good for that because it's not so reactive.
I don't even know where to look. This is such an incredible representation of the Finnish horses and the Finnish breeds. This is an unbelievable experience. Horse lover's paradise right here. I can't even look at the camera because there's a beautiful horse just going right behind you. We've got riding, we've got driving, we've got jumping, we have dressage, we have show jumping. We have all different types of driving. I mean, this is amazing.
I am Liana Hämäläinen. This is Ypäjä Perttu.
This is Ypäjä Ines, and my name is Nea.
My name is Emma Karirinen, and this is Ypäjä Maestro.
I'm Kaisa Heikkilä, and this is Ypäjä Aino.
My name is Annina. This is Ypäjä Hyrrä. My name is Minni Mikkola, and this is Ypäjä Country.
What is your favorite thing about the Finn horse?
I like their nature. Like they are kind and very hardworking. They have good work motivation.
You can do a lot of stuff with them. So you have a Finn horse, you can take it, do show jumping, dressage, anything basically. And they're really kind and positive horses.
Very fun ones. They are good on the run, they go fast, and they are really cute and show-stopping horses.
I think the best thing about Finn horses is that they are really brave. I can do a lot of things with them, like jumping and in the forest and dressage and things like that.
Hello.
My name is Helge. He's Ypäjä Nuotti. 7 years old. Finnish horse gelding. And he's so sweet, little spicy, but sweet.
He's very handsome. He feels so cool. There's so much horse underneath you. He's just very comfortable to ride. Nice solid horse.
I really like this place. It's beautiful and we have everything we need here. We have good teachers and horses and of course the people I like. And living here is cool because when I was moving here I was 16.
It's a big next step in your life, and to have it be at a place like this, that has to be pretty special.
Yeah. We have the opportunity to go competitions and take part of a lot of things.
We get to do basically everything here, and it's wonderful.
Sweden is deep in the heartland of Scandinavia. It's another country that is rich in equine history and beautiful countryside. We are heading to a well-known equestrian center and one of the world's oldest active national studs, a place where the Swedish Warmblood was originally bred.
It's been horses here at Flyinge since the 1100s. It started with the monks, and then when the war started, they also started to breed the horses for war horses. These pillars is from that, when they educated the horses for the war. They practiced, levad and capriole and everything like this.
Can you just imagine all the different horses that were in between here?
You can see these tough horses standing and practicing, getting stronger. When people come here and they can take their competition horses and standing here, it's a lot of history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such good inspiration. You're here, you're thinking about your competition, but then you also are tied back to all of the horses that have been here before.
Mm.
Their focus is on developing knowledge, horses, and people. They have a wide variety of different classes and programs available and host many different events and competitions throughout the year.
Everyone can come here. If you want to be here and study, it's open for everyone. We love this place.
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, we do.
I can tell.
I worked here when I was little in the stables, and then I went to school, and then I went abroad, and then I came back without thinking about it.
And even if people are not still here, they talk about, and they talk about Flyinge, and they always remember the time here. It's special. You're going to go with Marie and her students out. And Marie here, our colleague, she's a world champion, and the team is a world champion, and the second place in the world championship.
This is one of the many amazing things that these guys get to do here. This is a class right now.
We have driving lessons once a week, so this is our last time actually.
Really?
In 1661, Flyinge was established as a royal stud by the King of Sweden. Today, they are one of Sweden's 3 national equestrian centers.
I may be slightly biased, but this is my kind of school right here. I bet you didn't think you were going to have your last class filmed.
No, actually not.
That was awesome!
Good drivers now.
You trained them well. It sounds like you have a very fun life.
It's perfect.
Oh, wonderful.
Do this all day.
It's time to head to the arena to meet my quest horse and the student that rides him.
I'm from Finland. I've been riding my whole life. My family is some real horse family. I came here in autumn. It's been it's a privilege to study here. It's a nice place with amazing teachers. They have a lot of knowledge, and you can you see also those top riders all the time, and you learn so much from them also. It's a great place. We have a lot of places to ride, and we have much opportunities to ride different horses. I think that's just amazing.
What is your favorite thing about Swedish Warmbloods?
Oi, I think they, it doesn't matter if they are dressage horses or jumping horses or eventing horses. They always have such a great quality, you know, quality in everything. If they are jumping horses, they have a great technique, they have a great mind, they have a great mind for jumping, they have a great mind for dressage. They are such a special horses. Almost every one of my horses in Finland also is Swedish horse. I think it's absolutely my favorite breed, and yeah, they know how to do it here in Sweden. Yeah.
This is Serrano. He is a school horse here and is related to the stallion that Olympian Kira Kirkland rode. The Swedish Warmblood is one of the world's oldest warmbloods. For many centuries, these horses were bred specifically for riding. In 1874, a system was designed with strict rules for appearance, performance, and character. In 1928, the Swedish Warmblood Association was formed and the official stud book was created. It's still an open stud book today. They can be any solid color, and average height is between 15.2 and 16.3. Swedish Warmblood horses are now used around the world, and they excel at international competitions and in major equestrian events, including the Olympic Games. In Sweden, they are used at riding schools, in the armed forces, police cavalry, and even the Royal Mounted Guard.
Oh wow, I just love, there's so many different horsey things happening right now. This is one of the oldest stud farms in the world, and they have been breeding horses here since the 12th century. And it's amazing to see the legacy that they are continuing to carry on, not only for the horses that they're breeding, but for the riders that they're training and educating as well.
Horses often show up in our lives in rather unique ways. I was that horse-crazy kid from Wisconsin with non-horsey parents, And a chance encounter at a community center parking lot started the path of how I got my first horse. I think that is one of the many wonderful things about these animals. The opportunity for each of us to build our own journey, whether we are lifelong riders or simply find joy in seeing them. Portugal has something for everyone. It's a country with friendly locals, delicious food, and amazing scenery. We're headed to another one of the world's oldest stud farms. The Alter Stud Farm in Portugal was established in 1748, and this historic location is where the majestic Lusitano horse has been bred for centuries. We're meeting up with Antonio and Anna to help us learn more about the stud farm and the horses that are bred here.
The horses are all being brought in today, and what a sight it is to see a large group of mares and foals heading in together. Being in the presence of one horse is just this great experience, and then you've got like almost 100 horses right here. It's just like magnified.
It all started with the wish of a king. The goal was to breed bay horses for the service of the royal court. The stud farm has stood the test of time. It has survived wars, political changes, and even the near extinction of its horses. Today it continues to produce Lusitanos known for their beauty, athleticism, and exceptional temperaments.
This is the paradise
It really
of
is.
the Lusitano horses.
It really is.
Here in the stud farm, from the stud farm, and this comprises AR brand, CN brand. We have around 340 animals inside.
A 17 years old stallion.
Wonderful.
Retired from the competition last year and was doing Grand Prix. And one of the best characters we have here. He's super intelligent, super attentive to our communication and to our presence. It's a very interactive horse.
I have been so impressed with the character of the breed.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Here in Portugal we don't have the culture of the child riding ponies because we have the Lusitano. It's a big horse, but the temperament and the character is super.
Oh my gosh, he's so beautiful. Hello, handsome. Good boy.
He really likes people.
Yeah.
It's very sociable. This horse has a nice history. When he was 7 or 8 years old, he was doing competition outside with another rider, and he came back with an injury that was not life-threatening, but that was removing him from competition. He stays with us for 3 years. We did all type of treatments. We did a surgery also, and then when we had lost the hope, he was doing very well in the daily basis. Then we started doing some preparation for the competition, and in that year he made 3rd place in the national competition.
He's so maneuverable and he just listens to everything that you're asking.
He's connected with you.
Yeah, and then he's so quiet, you know, right? Like you just stop and he's like, oh yeah, just doing my thing.
The basis of the Lusitano is the same than the Spanish horse. So they are a common basis, and then different people selecting different objectives. And the Lusitano, since the book were closed, they have always selected for functionality. So they want beautiful horses, they want typical horses, but always the functionality have been in the basis of the selection. For bullfighting, for the work in the field, with the cattle. So I think that's the reason why we have today a horse that you can select for doing all the disciplines, because they have always been selected in a basis that they can be beautiful, they can be typical, but they have to function. They have to do their job. And that's why we have this horse today. Here in Alter, it's a very specific bloodline inside the Lusitano. Always selected for the classical riding, the classic Portuguese riding. And in the last 20 years, 30 years, we have selected for dressage. And now we have two bloodlines here inside. We have the old bloodline that it's for classical riding, for the Portuguese school of equestrian art. And we have our team for dressage. We are the 6th breeds in the world in the dressage ranking.
I think that is one of the incredible things about dressage, is that there's so much to learn as a rider all of the time. Yes. And yet the act of practicing it and working with your horse, it really feels like such true partnership.
Exactly. You need to be completely connected with the horse, otherwise you will not do the exercises.
Yes. The details can be so small.
It's a partner, not only a horse, it's a partner you have.
The stud farm is open to visitors year-round. You can explore the farm's rich history with guided tours, visit its museum, and even meet the Lusitano horses up close. They host various equestrian events throughout the year, including an annual horse auction. But the Lusitano is not the only breed that we are here to meet.
So here we have a Sorraia stallion, and this is a breed that I have gotten a lot of requests for. Oh, look at that beautiful multicolored mane. Wow. Good boy.
The history, it's not well known. It started in a small group next to the Val do Sorraia, next to Coudelaria, and then they developed with that basis. The character is completely different from a Lusitano. In the beginning, they don't want people next to them, but when they are comfortable with your presence, they are very easy to deal with. We know that the association have at the moment 250 more or less in the book, so it's a very small number of animals. We have the biggest groups here in Portugal. It's ours and the family Andrade, and in Germany, in the United States, in England, but all small groups.
So how did you get involved with helping to save this breed?
This is since the beginning when Dr. Rui de Andrade bring the mares to here, to Alter. They stayed here for some years, and then a part of the group goes to Fontalva. It's the property of the family Andrade, and some of the animals stayed here in Alter. And since that, we create them, and we represent the Portuguese state. So it's a Portuguese line. We have to have the horses here. We have to select, and we have to maintain these breeds.
Every time that I get to ride an endangered breed, it is so amazing to me to think about how much work has gone into making this breed still be here today. And these are breeds that could easily have been lost if it wasn't for the work of dedicated people and equestrians spending their time and passion to make sure that these breeds are around. And so I just love this fact right now. Here I am riding on a breed that may have disappeared had it not been for other equestrians just caring about it. And so that's why I love sharing these horses with all of you, because they need to have their stories told. And it is so important, the work that goes into maintaining these breeds and keeping them around for generations to come.
As the day comes to a close, the mares and foals head back to the pasture. I hope you have enjoyed meeting all of these breeds and visiting these historic stud farms. For me, the quest to ride every breed continues, and I will see you all at another point in this incredible equine adventure. Happy riding, everyone.